What's going on? Welcome to another episode of Chicago Bears Central. It's Haize and them cognac boys, C-Dubb and Bobby in the building. And on today's episode, we're going to be talking a little bit about Justin Fields, what his expectations are in year two. Also, we have an interesting article from Maurice Morton of Bleacher Report, who asked if the Bulls are really failing Justin Fields in their offseason moves so far this
He
season. We're
meant the
also going to be
Bears,
talking
y'all.
about Bears. Also be talking about Ryan Bates being matched by the Bills, and also Ryan Poles decided to clap back at some of his critics. We'll get into all that and more on today's Chicago Bears Central.
You are now tuned in to Chicago Bears Central, your number one place for all Chicago Bears news and content.
And bam. All right. So today, let's start off with the Justin Fields thing. Eberfleus, which I'm getting so used to saying his name right because he used to murder me. He has high expectations for Justin Fields heading into year two. What do you guys think about like how I know on one of our last conversations we had, like if maybe the front office isn't all the way sold on Justin Fields yet, but everything that they've been doing and saying makes it seem like it. Do you think Fields makes that leap in the year two?
I do personally think that Fields makes that leap in year two because he has all of the skills and talents checked. You know what I'm saying? I just think he needs the experience and he needs the support from the coaching staff and he needs the support from weapons, which we'll talk about later. You just need to support this kid. He could be an elite quarterback or he can be garbage. He could be shit. This is up to those guys in the front office of what they're going to do with him. I hope they're leaning towards building the future with this kid.
Yeah, I think that I expect Justin Fields to make a leap as well. He need to go out here and he need to get faster with his release time, make better decisions at a quicker pace, and definitely take care of the football more. He had some fumbles and all the sacks. The offensive line was not that good, but he definitely held that ball sometime too long when he was standing in that pocket. Definitely continue to utilize your legs, Jay Fields, and continue to work. I definitely don't want to see 7 touchdowns and 10 interceptions. We need to keep the interceptions low, but we need to raise the touchdowns. So let's do it.
And one of the things that you touched on a little bit is frustration with sacks. So we came out that Justin Fields was pissed off after his start against Cleveland, as he absolutely should have been. And I think it says a lot that if a player that young was comfortable voicing their happy whatever the fucking word I'm looking for, their discontent. There you go, discontent with their first start. I think says a lot about the leader that we can see Fields develop into, because some quarterbacks take it and they just keep moving on, and then they get like Mitch Trubisky and throw little shots 2 years after the fact. So if he spoke up and was boisterous about it right after the start, shout out to him for that.
I definitely give him props for that because we all remember that Cleveland game, man. That was just an absolute massacre. You're lucky that kid walked off that field, dude. What did he get? Sacked 10 times? A million times? Who cares? How are you going to have a young kid just drop back 7? I don't know. He was dropping back how many steps and trying to get passes deep down the field. It's his first game starting, dude, against an elite passing rush like that. Come on, dude.
Don't even get me started,
I get you,
bro.
Justin. I get you, Justin, bro.
He should have been pissed off, rightfully so. First and foremost, the damn head coach didn't even have an alternative package for him to even do anything. And it was the first series he got his damn head taken off, and it just looked so bad. And the entire game, they didn't run a bootleg until the third quarter. That's how bad the game plan was. You didn't bring in no extra offensive linemen. You didn't chip none of the either defensive end. You didn't do any. They didn't do anything. They didn't do anything. It was just bad. So Jay Fields, is right. You're right, bro. You should have been pissed off.
He should try to press charges against Matt Nagy. I think you can win that.
I'm not very one that has to say like rookie quarterbacks should really call for a coach to be fired. But if Fields was in the front office, even if we didn't have the front office change, was like, hey man, this Nagy dude gotta go or I gotta be out of here. Even in his second year, I would have not been mad at that at all. Like Matt Nagy failed so many people, right? So many people. Like I'm so glad that idiot is out of there, man.
Oh man,
definitely, man.
That's somebody who thinks they're like overly smart, but in reality, you're dumbish. You know what I'm saying?
When dumb people try to do smart shit, right?
Yeah, you know what I'm saying? They just be dumb as hell, bro.
For real though, bro.
Like, man,
it was not
it's
good.
just
third and 7. Let's run a sweep. Let's run a sweep to the right side. Let's get 7 yards.
Yeah.
Matt Nagy.
Stupid.
Nagy's just like that dude. Like we got to rank the worst coaches in Bears history because
man, it's a lot.
There's a lot of them. Don't get me wrong.
Tressman.
Oh, the
real. Imagine having a football conversation with Tressman and Nagy. Like I know that the three of us know more about football than they.
For real, bro.
I would love to sit with Matt Nagy with a bunch of the plays that he ran and the schemes that he came up with and be like, explain this shit to me, bro. Like, bro, what the fuck was you doing here, man?
Bro, how would he look? How did the players think when he making plays up on the screen? They're like, hey, man, y'all know I would have been in the work, bro.
I would have been in the hell like, hey, y'all saw what coach drew up, right? Fuck that shit. We're not running none of that. Don't even worry about it. We're not running.
We're not doing that, bro. Seriously, though.
Oh, man. All right, let's move on. There's trauma there. We're gonna move on. Let's get into this article from Maurice Morton, because there's no R in his name. But he asked, the title of it is "Chicago Bears are already failing Justin Fields." Now he talks about the not providing stronger support for Justin Fields. He also in the article talks about the lack of going after a marquee wide receiver, which we'll talk about at some point as well. But you guys know when we started off with this podcast and started off talking about it, I kind of was leaning towards, hey, are they doing enough for Justin Fields? I've seen it to where I do think they're doing enough to try to put something around him to see what he can do. It's not still the optimal, it's not the optimal line. It's not the optimal thing for Justin Fields as it seems right now. But what do you guys think about this article? What do you think about that question of are the Bears doing enough for Justin Fields?
I love this piece that this guy wrote. Mm-hmm. And I don't want to crash out and say, man, Poles, you're doing an awful job, but I kind of agree with the guy. What are we doing to improve Justin Fields? The offensive line. Look, we missed out on Bates. He signed that back with the Buffalo Bills. We signed a couple of receivers. I think Haize, you're higher on Pringle. The other guy, Saint something, whatever his name is.
Saint Brown.
What was he like? The fourth?
He's the fourth wide receiver.
Fourth option and like that. Like, where's the tight end? Is Hooper out there? It's a lot of we're not doing enough for Justin Fields. I do like to go along with this guy who wrote this article, but I'm not going to go all the way and say he's failing, but it doesn't look good. I think he's being a little too conservative.
So I'm on the opposite end of that spectrum, simply because I think that one thing that I like is that he's not just throwing money at players. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? Just to bring him in, just to show that he's doing something. Look, Teron Armstead, he was an O lineman. He's a good O lineman when healthy. He hasn't been healthy for the last few years. I think last year he only played in 7 games, and then the year before that he had more injuries still. And so that's a project. You don't want to give away big money for someone that's not gonna be there. The Ryan Bates attempt, I like that. Someone's healthy, someone's young, and that can possibly make a move. Now you bring in with the wide receivers. Yes, St. Brown is a project and it doesn't strengthen your core much, but do you trade away 5 picks after already not having much draft capital to go get Tyreek Hill? No. And then you pay him $30 million? No. Then you trade away more capital to get Devontae Adams. You gonna do that? No. Because then you're giving away $28 million. Then you gonna go get TikTok Smith-Schuster? No, because we don't want that drama in our locker room. No. And then you got Jarvis Landry out there, who I thought that they should have brought in. But is he a true number 1? No, you have a true number 2 already, which is Darnell Mooney. That's your true 2. You looking for a number 1. So I feel like the construction is good. He's saying the right stuff. He said, look, we have to build an entire team. You just can't go throw all your money on one person who's not even proven. And then just real quick before I let you go, Haize, Christian Kirk, he had a great season last year with the Arizona Cardinals, but he was lined up next to D-Hop and AJ Green. He was a third option. So we don't know if he's going to be a true number one. That's why we let Jacksonville pay him all that damn money.
Yeah.
So,
I mean, it's easy to always say what a team isn't doing, right? It's easy to say, hey, they could have made this move, they could have made that move when you're sitting in the position of not being in the front office because you're not counting the checks, right? So,
right.
like the thing that the Bears have always wanting to maintain is their cap flexibility next season, right? That doesn't mean that they just weren't going to try to do anything to improve the team. I think that they've made a lot of attempts to try to improve the team. The Ogunjobi deal didn't work out. Bills matched Ryan Bates. Because I honestly think if they had not matched the Ryan Bates, then the offensive line would have been taken care of. That's it. It would have been taken care of. So with those things being said, like they're doing things, but that cap flexibility next season is always going to try to be maintained. And then I think I said it before, I don't think we can really judge this offseason in full until we see what they do with the money they've saved next season. Now, if they go in the next offseason and they still penny pitching and we're still bargain bin free agent shopping, all right, it's time to go to hell off on polls. But with right now, it's like I think that they've, considering that you don't know what you have in this team yet, considering you're not a team that's already made the playoffs to where you're trying to just build on that to get closer to the title, this team is really starting very much from the ground up with having some key pieces, right, to build around. But because of that, like, it's kind of hard to say he's failing Justin Fields. It's just that he's honestly not giving Justin Fields the best team yet. But that didn't make sense to go all in on a bunch of players, to Bobby's point, that you would have had to spend tons and tons of money on or give up so much draft capital on without really knowing what you have in some of these players. Because, hey, I know there are some Bears fans that think that Mooney can be a number one. He's going to probably get the opportunity to show that next season, right? So we'll see. We'll see.
And just real quick, just look at the offensive line. Just real quick, just the offensive line. Let's just look at it, right? Sam Mustipher. He was solid, in my opinion. Like, he wasn't all the way bad. The Bears don't have this super terrible offensive lineman. Just real quick, they pick up the guy from Green Bay. I like him. He's solid. They still got Cody Whitehair. He's not terrible. They still got Mustipher. He's not terrible. But then you do still have questions. So you got some good pieces right in the mid, like from the center to the guard. Now, if you show up those tackles, you don't know what you have in Tevin Jenkins, thanks to Matt Nagy. So it's a lot of what ifs, man, right now.
For sure. One player, and this is completely separate, and it just came to my mind that I want to ask you guys about. We haven't really talked about this guy too much. Khyiris Tonga. What do you think in year 2? Do you expect we see anything from him?
Khyiris Tonga.
That's the defensive tackle, right?
Yeah, defensive tackle.
Oh yeah, defensive tackle with all the hell.
Yeah.
Yeah, he a big guy, big guy.
The big
man,
guy,
look, you never know, and that goes back to what I just mentioned not too long ago. The Bears have a lot of what ifs. That's why they were so quick to trade Khalil Mack, because they got Travis Gibson on the end. But back to the question. The big guy, he had some nice solid plays last year. Let's see what he can do. We tried to get the Ogunjobi guy. He failed his physical. So let's see what he can do.
Which listen, Ogunjobi may still come to the Bears.
Yeah, I heard.
Have you guys saw his Twitter?
I have not.
What he's saying on Twitter.
He's been tweeting, there may be some big news. And then he tweeted that the same day that an article or a quote came out from a poll saying that, maybe they still can do something with him in the future. So my thing is either, I'm speculating, it's complete speculation. Either he's holding out to wait to see if he can still sign with the Bears after he maybe heals in this offseason, or maybe they worked out a deal. They're working on a deal for a lesser amount. Right, a lower contract to still bring him in, so it's less of a risk to them.
Oh, y'all know how much I love Ogunjobi, man. Listen, if we can get this little ball of destruction,
yes.
Oh my God, I'll be happy with Pose for the rest. You know what I'm saying? I know the season that we ain't going nowhere really. I'll be happy with Ogunjobi, baby. Yeah, that's my guy.
Definitely. Well, staying on the subject of free agents, so Ryan Bates was matched by the Bills, as everyone already knows at this point. So C-Dubb, I believe it was you. You brought up Bears changed the focus to quarterback now. What do you guys think with it?
I would say they do need to go ahead and change the focus because it looks like they're going to go into the draft and try to get either an offensive lineman or some receivers. So I would definitely go ahead and go into the defensive backfield and try to get some nice players or some players that can fit in until you get your plan ready. Because I just can't read polls. I don't know what the hell he wants to do, dude.
Yeah.
Hey, correct me if I'm wrong. Kyle Fuller's still out there.
Why you laughing at Kyle?
No, I like Kyle Fuller. He was not supposed to be gone. He was still supposed to be on this team. That's what I'm saying. Bring him back in.
I like Carl.
Because I can guarantee the Vildor fucker, he ain't good. No. And it took us one game to realize that Thomas Graham Jr. was better. Like seriously, like it was bad. Like, and then that's another what if they want to see what he could do in the year starting? But come on, man, we can't keep doing a lot of what ifs. We need to shore up some things, Mr. Pose.
I'm now on the train just because you said that. Bring Kyle Fuller back. That's it. Yeah, come on. Yes. Make it happen. I love Pose. Make the deal happen. Like, period. I just wonder if he's gonna want too much money than what Pose is willing to spend.
He's gonna want a bag. He definitely gonna need a
But
bag.
I mean, the closer we get to the closer we get to the draft, people start taking those 1 year lesser amount deals. So my question is, if he does take a 1 year deal, even if the money is more than what Pose necessarily would have wanted to pay, it's 1 year. You still get that cap space back next offseason. So maybe they do something like that.
That'd be pretty damn good. Probably. Yeah, I take that.
Yeah. So, that's speculation. We'll see.
Yeah.
All right. As far as like the Bears and like where they shift the focus, I really do, like, it's so hard to read Pose and what he's going to do, right? It's so hard to read what he's going to do, man. I don't know. The closer that we get to the draft, it's like, all right, let's see. Is he going to start to see what positions he can fill through the draft and then maybe readdress some free agents? I don't know. It's so much up in air, and Pose is just such a damn unpredictable person. So
he's
far.
just unpredictable, dude. What we know is he's not spending no money. That's what we know.
That's the one thing
that we know for sure.
As of this recording, we're 25 days away from the NFL draft.
Let's go.
Next 25 days, as we see free agents go other places, as we see what free agents don't get deals and things like that, I think that picture is going to become a little bit more clear. But I'll tell you what, I'm really excited. I know the Bears don't have a damn draft pick until the second round, but I'm so excited to see what the Bears do in this.
Come on, Christian Watson.
I'm telling you right now, we should live stream after the Bears 2 second round picks.
We need to.
I agree. Let's do it.
If they get, we'll wait. Let's start live streaming when they're like 3 picks away from the Bears and just do some speculation. But I'm telling you right now, if the Bears draft Watson, I'm taking 3 shots back to back.
I have mine right here.
Like,
we can do it together.
Man,
you got the Cognac boys out,
man. I'm telling you. But with that being said, let's get into that. So Ryan Poles is kind of he gave a little shit back to people who were wondering what the Bears are doing with the wide receiver position. I sent you guys an article this morning. Did you get a chance to read it, and what did you think about it?
I thought it was pretty damn good. Just to name off a few wide receivers who he was talking about that was, in my opinion, some really good second round number 1 receivers. Number 1, Michael Thomas. He got a bag, like he has been hurt, but y'all know what Michael Thomas can do. DK Metcalf, man, his name speaks for itself. Robert Woods, Alshon Jeffrey, AJ Brown, from the Tennessee Titans. It's a pretty good list, man. Like I mentioned before, a lot of people that's on the free agent market, it's a bunch of number 2s and a bunch of what ifs.
Yeah.
Go in the draft, see what you can get. Come on, Christian Watson. Come on,
especially
boy.
When the draft is fairly loaded with wide receiver prospects, right?
Yeah.
There are some that are clearly you project to be number 1s, but there are also some really good ones that have potential to possibly develop into number 1s as well. So it kind of makes sense. But go ahead, C-Dubb.
I want to say that I like how he defended himself, but you can't blame Bears Nation, though. Because we don't know what's going on, Mr. Post. Like Like, bro, I understand you trying to have this mystery to you, and you got a plan, you got a secret plan, you got it to yourself, and you look confident, and you walk confident, and you say the right things, and I'm with you. You do find diamonds in the rough, like in the second round, and so on. But dude, you just got to understand, Bears Nation, it's been a long time since we've been playing well and since we've been doing good. So they going to be a little antsy, dude. So we just want to know you're playing, big guy. We just want to know you're playing.
Just want to see the vision come together, right? That's all that it's about. And, it very well may be that we don't see that vision come together until the team is actually playing and we see how it all works out on the field. But listen, at the end of the day, I have high faith for this team, right? And while I do take issues with some of the things that have happened, I absolutely take issue with it, but I still am giving him enough leeway to say, let me wait till I can see the full picture. And I think some Bears fans need to take that approach as well. But one thing that changed, and I didn't put this on the list, but we can talk about it a little bit. It's come out that the Bears are projected to have the second easy schedule.
I got that article pulled up right here.
So with that being said, like, we talked about it before, that the Bears could sneak into the playoffs. Now that we know that they could have one of the easiest schedules in the NFL, does that change anything for you heading into the season?
That means I still, with this roster that we have now, maybe we add some pieces in the draft and in free agency. Maybe it'll change my outlook, even with the bad record. Mm-hmm. I just got to be real. I'm a Bears fan at heart, guys. I just got to keep it real. Don't expect anything great this season. I just got to keep it 100, even with a favorable schedule.
Okay.
I just can't do it, dude. We've been through a lot these last couple years, man, and I just got to keep it real with Bears Nation. Maybe the next year, guys. Maybe the next year.
I feel you. I mean, honestly, I can feel that. Yeah,
I could definitely feel that because we definitely, man, last year, I can't tell you how many times I threw my damn Khalil Mack jersey on the floor. Man, I slide that thing so many times, it's crazy. But I would think that I still want to see some progression, man.
Yeah.
Can we please beat the Green Bay Packers once, please?
That's it. That's all I want.
And then it'll be a win for me.
That's it.
And I'm not talking about just beat them with a field goal. I'm talking about let's beat them by at least a touchdown. Come on, man.
I want to
get a nice whooping.
Beat the damn Packers, and I want to see fucking Aaron Rodgers get lifted up off his feet at least one good time. Like, if I can,
you know what I'm saying? Come on,
that's a win for me, man. I'm a simple man to please in this season.
Oh, definitely, I'm with that, guys. That's the number one objective: beat Green Bay.
Like,
that man
them
came
cheesehead bastards.
He came in Soldier Field and says he owns us. Like that gotta be responding.
Y'all better take some pride in that.
We don't even play like that, bro. This Chicago now, this Chi-Town, we don't even play like that, dude. Dude must be out his mind.
That's crazy.
Hey, but guess what? He telling the truth though.
I mean, yeah. It be facts though, but it's like, come on, man.
Don't tell me to my face.
Somebody was supposed to slam his ass after that.
That's like your partner cheating on you, coming in and with the motherfucker still in the car with them and being like, yeah, I'm finna go out with such and such. This ain't deep water. I ain't Ben Affleck. You don't do this to me. Fuck that bullshit. Somebody put Aaron Rodgers on his ass, man. That's what we need to see.
Yeah, we need a personal foul or two on him. Let's go.
For real.
Yeah. One last thing before we go. I read this when I was putting the list together. I didn't put it on here, but since we're talking, let's go ahead and talk about a little bit of rumors. DK Metcalf. There's some rumors out there that the Bears may trade for him. What do you think about that?
Oh, man.
I take that.
Oh, man, that's one of my favorite wide receivers. Just a tall beast of a receiver, super fast, never quits on the play.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, man. We just pray that this rumor is true, dude. TK. What is TK Metcalf? DK Metcalf?
Yeah.
Come on, dude. He ain't got his quarterback over there no more.
That's what I'm saying.
Come on over here, baby. Come mess with us.
Hey. Who knows what the Seahawks are going to do, right? Who knows what they're going to do? If they do trade for a quarterback, then they may look to keep him. But if they're going into a rebuild, if they're going into a reset or anything like that, Yeah, he's like, bring him on over.
Oh wait, that's a big
I'ma
monster
take
right
that,
there.
man.
I'll take that guy. I'll take dude.
I'm gonna take that.
Well, I'm tripping. I said 12. What the fuck?
Yeah,
Yeah,
I'm
he
like,
been in
I had
there.
to
Motherfucker's
think about
24
that.
years old.
Yeah,
I don't
man,
know. I
he's
gotta
still a
cut that
young
out.
guy.
I was tripping. 24 years old. He is fairly young. So, hey, if the Bears miss out on their prospect in the draft and they trade for Metcalf, listen, I'm all for that.
Let's
Bring
go.
the
I give up a second rounder for him.
Yeah.
He definitely
6'4",
number one material.
235 pounds. Come on, man.
That
Beast.
boy is a dog. Come on
Yes,
now.
sir.
Then that other receiver over there, what's his name?
Lockett.
Lockett. Oh man, he catches
It'd be a good slot.
everything, dude. He'll be a good play over here. I mean, everything. He catches everything. I think he got the best hands in the NFL, honestly.
Bring it on over. That's all I can say. Bring it on over. Like, we'll see. We'll see. It depends because, like, I don't think Poles is going to give up any more draft capital, which is another thing that I think we also need to talk about is the fact that Poles inherited this team when the former front office gave up so much draft capital in the last few years.
Everything.
Like, he's coming in with not a lot to work with as far as the draft capital thing goes. So
yeah, I get that to him. Yes, I get that to him. So, but start lighting up, Poles. Give us something, man. Give us a little bit, man. Damn.
Tell your people to send out a tweet or something.
You like that uncle, man. Like that uncle you gotta get. You remember you was little, get some money from your uncle.
If it ends up working out on the field and Poles is like, I'm gonna stay quiet, I'm just gonna let the product speak for itself, and it ends up working, all right, I can understand. But if this blows up, if this Bears team that they put together this season somehow just does not work, listen, Poles needs to get out and talk. You got some explaining to do, young man.
Yes, absolutely. I agree with that.
You sure do.
Yeah. But all right, anything left before we go?
Hey.
Oh, no, not pretty much. Y'all just keep tuning in to Chicago Bears Central, baby. We getting close to that draft, like my man Haize said, 25 days until we see what the future is looking like with the Chicago Bears. You know the future bright because we gonna go there with y'all. Y'all riding with us. So let's go, baby.
Absolutely, man. That's that I couldn't have said that shit any better myself.
Hey, but y'all already know. Find Chicago, Cognac Boys. Look, just go ahead and rock with us on all social media platforms, and then going on over. If you ain't following my boy Haize at CEO Haize,
they tripping.
You tripping, man. One of the realest dudes on the thing, and he don't do all that clickbait mess. That these people, I had to expose a couple people this week.
I saw that video. I was literally fist pumping when I was listening to that video.
Please
I'll be on their
stop
head,
the clickbait, man. Let's get some facts in there, damn it. But yeah, man, Chicago Bears Central, we here.
We here, baby.
Getting out of hand. But that is it from us for today. Make sure you're following us collectively at Chi Bears Central. You can send us any feedback, questions, comments, concerns, ChicagoBearsCentral@gmail.com. But that is it. We will see you guys. We've been averaging dropping like Wednesday and Sunday, so it'll be a few days before you hear from us, man. But that's it. Make sure you guys tune in. We out this month. Peace, y'all.
Yes, sir.
This has been a presentation of the Break Media.